Hi guys, it's Linnea. I am doing a video response to Whispers of Three. She did a 13 witchy questions just for fun hashtag. So I am going to answer the 13 witchy questions. Let's get started. Number one is, are you in or out of the broom closet? I am completely out of the broom closet. Blah, the bloom closet too. I am 53 years old and I do not see any sense in hiding any part of who I am anymore. So yeah, totally out. Favorite tree is number two, and that would be the crooked willow. I absolutely love the crooked willow. It's what my wand is made out of. The limbs and branches and even little parts that come off are all intertwined and weavy, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful tree. It does not hang like a weeping willow tree does, but it is a gorgeous tree, and if you can find a picture of one, you'll see what I mean. Number three, favorite symbol or sigil. Or sigil or symbol is actually how it's worded. My favorite symbol would be my own symbols. I write my own symbols for everything, for love, for my family, for myself. But like popular would be the triquerta, I think is how you pronounce it. That would be my favorite. That's popular. Number four, full moon or new moon. For me, it would have to be the full moon. Definitely the full moon. I love the full moon. I love everything about it. I love charging. I've got this stray hair hanging. I love that I can charge my crystals, that I can charge my water, that I can charge my oils. I just love the full moon. I love everything about it. Number five is, if you become famous for something, what would it be? I was told all my life I would be a singer, so I would assume it would be singing. And no, I'm not going to sing for you. I sing country music anyway. Nobody's really interested in that. And not new country music, really old country music, so no. Anyway, number six. Very first crystal you ever got was a small rose quartz. Very first crystal I ever got. That was back in like 1982. No, it was earlier than that. Actually, the very first crystal I ever got was probably a quartz. Way, way back. But like the very first thing that was ever given to me as a, here, look, this is a crystal, and this is what they do, was like in the 80s, early 80s, like 81, 82. I had crystals forever before then, but I didn't, like that was given to me as, this is what crystals do, sort of thing. So favorite bug or critter would be a dragonfly. Always has been, always will be. You can probably see one on my wall back right there. I have one over here. I have a sign up there. Oh, she didn't put it on there. I have a sign up there that says New Directions. That was a business I had years ago. But that used to be my symbol, was a dragonfly. So yeah, it would be a dragonfly. Dragonflies are my favorite. They represent change. They represent energy. They represent so many things that I love dragonflies. Always have. Favorite bug. Number eight, do you prefer Salem or New Orleans? And share if you've ever been to either. I have never been to either. I do have big hopes of, once we get to Texas, getting to go to New Orleans very soon. Or Salem. It's actually pretty close to either. Closer to New Orleans, I believe, but it's not that far from Salem either. And if I had to pick, if somebody said you can only go to one, wow, what a hard decision. I think I would have to say New Orleans, that I would pick New Orleans. I feel like I'm cheating by saying that. No, it would be New Orleans. New Orleans. New Orleans. And no, I have not been to either. I do wish I had been to both. And I plan to go to both. That's the bucket list. But number nine, very first person you watched on YouTube in the tarot or witchy community. It's so easy to say because she is just, she taught me so much. She let me come out of my own shell, and she allowed me to explore those things that were eating at me and coming to me that I couldn't express in my own practice. Like, I knew I wanted them in my practice, but I didn't know how to implement them, and that was Lady Grave Dancer. Lady Grave Dancer, I owe her so much, and she was the very first person I watched, and the person I still watch today, repeat after repeat. I've seen them all, and I continue to watch them. Lady Grave Dancer, amazing person. Number 10, do you prefer spreads over freeform when doing tarot readings? I prefer spreads. There are times when, especially when reading for myself, that I do freeform. But when I'm reading for someone else, I prefer a spread because I like the what do you call it, structure. I like the structure of a spread. Now, I have many spreads that I write of my own, that I make of my own, depending on what the question, if someone comes to me with the question, quite often I ask them not to tell me the question, and if that's the case, then I just use either the Celtic cross or like if they say they have a decision to make, then I'll use a spread for a decision. But if they don't want to give me any information, it's almost always a Celtic cross. Sometimes it's a double Celtic cross, depending on if they feel like they're in real dire need of something. But structure, I like structure. Number 11, do you have a ritual or routine that you do before or during a tarot reading? And yes, I do. I always have a candle lit. Even if I'm somewhere else, I take a candle with me. I have to have a candle lit. I call on my goddess to help me. I call on my ancestors to help me. I call on my spirit guides to help me. I usually have some incense going. If I have to go out and about, that's not always doable, but I like to have some incense. I always call on my people to help me, my spirits to help me, and I always have a candle lit. Those are things I have to do. Then I take some nice deep breathing exercises beforehand, of like if I know my reading is at such and such a time and I've got to meet with this person on a live chat or over the telephone or so on, I take my time beforehand to do some meditation. So yes, I do. I definitely have a ritual. Are you a day or a night person? This is a terrible question for me. I'm a complete morning person, but I have a really hard time going to bed at night because I don't want to sleep. So I don't want the day to end. I just want it to keep going. I hate sleeping because then the day ends, and I would prefer if we didn't have to sleep at all. Why do we have to sleep? Why can't we just keep going? Because I have so much I want to do, and I can't do it when I'm sleeping. So I'm both. I'm a morning person who doesn't like to sleep at night. I don't know how to answer that question. I'm both. Number 13, our final question is, are you left-handed or are you right-handed? I am right-handed. Are you ambidextrous? There are a lot of things I can do with my left hand, but I would not call myself ambidextrous because I cannot write with my left hand. And I think that's what being ambidextrous is, that you can write with your left hand, and I can't do that. So I don't think that I'm ambidextrous, although I'm very gifted with my left hand. I can pretty much maneuver anything. But I'm definitely right-handed. If I had a choice, I'm going to use my right hand. So, Whispers of 3, thank you for including us new YouTube users. I really appreciate that. It meant a lot to me to be included. I love getting to do these. I love watching them. They're fun to me to watch, and I love it when I see a challenge up for people, because those and hauls, aren't those the funnest? So thank you very much, Whispers of 3, for including new YouTube witches, and I hope you guys have a great evening. I hope you enjoyed it and getting to know a little bit about me, and I hope you have a great evening, and remember, please, that you are all divine and sacred beings of light and love, and I love you all.